JT Shaver here with New Layer, and in this video I'm going to tell you the story of how one brand tried to blackmail me into creating content for them. A lot of creators, especially smaller ones, will do almost anything a brand asks them to. They need gear that they can't afford to keep their channel fresh, and they rely on the freebies provided by these brands to make that happen. The longer I'm on YouTube, the more I see the huge imbalance between creators and companies, and how some brands take advantage of that imbalance for their own financial gain. What happened to me with a very popular manufacturer recently was the catalyst for this video, and I'm not going to name any names, but on an unrelated note, I'm not going to buy or recommend small rig gear from now on. A month or two ago, some company reached out to me and offered about $100 of gear in exchange for a video. My reply, which is always the same, is that I can't promise a video, but I'm happy to take a look at your gear and provide feedback at the very least. They sent me the product and it was just okay, so I sent them an email with the pros and cons and figured that would be it. Cue the incessant emails and messages asking when my video would be published. I let them know multiple times that I didn't have a date because I didn't have a plan to make any videos. A few weeks go by and I get another email from a different person at this company asking me if I wanted to review some new accessories. Like always, I told them I couldn't promise a video, but I'd be happy to test it out, and what they replied with next is what really got me. They basically said that they checked their list and that I had unfulfilled obligations that if I were to take care of, they'd consider sending me new accessories in the future. How benevolent, right? Let me explain why this is so manipulative and shady, apart from the fact that they expected something from me that I never agreed to. Over the last year and a half, this company sent me about $400 in gear, $250 of which I did create a video around. Keep in mind, that's also the retail value, and I'd be very generous calling it $200 their cost. In 1 month alone, only on Amazon, I referred $2,400 in sales to this company. Over the span of 12 months, through Amazon, B&H, and Adorama, I referred over $30,000 in sales to this brand. Yet, somehow they feel like I still owe them something. How much do you think they would have had to spend on traditional ads to get $30,000 in sales? As someone who spent a decade in marketing, I can assure you it's more than a few $100s. And by the way, the response to all of this was asking me to use more easily trackable links when I link to their products next time, but I'll let you in on a little secret. There won't be a next time. Using tactics like this, not only are brands getting an insane discount on marketing, but they're also building a reputation that's totally false, because the majority of their reviews are essentially secured through blackmail. Here's a pro tip: if your products aren't good enough to warrant positive reviews without blackmailing people, maybe you should focus more on that instead of badgering people for reviews they never agreed to. If you run a smaller channel, you may feel like you have no choice, but standing up for yourself and fellow creators is the only way to get brands to stop doing this. Brands like this want creators with a small following to feel like they're doing you a favor. I'm telling you right now, even if your mom is your only subscriber, they're still the ones getting the benefit. And there is no creator small enough to excuse behavior like this. As all this was happening, I posted some of it on Twitter, and Tommy Calloway posted a screenshot of an email he sent them that is kind of the ultimate response to something like this. It was perfect timing because he was actually already in talks with this same company to receive some gear, and this is what he said. "Please don't send me anything. I will never work with you. I've seen on social media how you've been treating some of my peers. Treat people better. To be clear, this isn't a negotiation. Take me off your list." To really emphasize how often this happens, just between when this happened to me and filming this video, the same thing happened to Tommy with another company. He told them clearly ahead of time that he doesn't work with loaner products, and they agreed to that and still sent him out some gear. After he created multiple pieces of content around that gear, they sent him an email asking for it back. I'm lucky because at this point in my YouTube career, I feel like I'm beyond extortion simply because I don't need new gear. I have enough stuff to last me about a decade, so if a brand threatens me by withholding products, it just makes me want to recommend their competitors any chance that I get. And by the way, you know you can't really blacklist anyone, right? I could just buy your products and leave any kind of review that I want. I know sometimes companies will mess up or a shady employee can fly under the radar, so I'm only talking about consistent, systematic behavior like this. Like in my example, where they literally keep a list of creators that they can email later to try to manipulate and blackmail into creating content and reviews. If this comes across as whiny, look, I already know that I'm not entitled to anything. If a company says, no, that doesn't work for us, I just have more respect for them because they're not trying to trick me into creating content for them. I personally love saying no to bad deals, so I'm not going to hold it against anyone that does the same thing. Life's too short to work with manipulative brands like this, especially because there are so many good ones out there that support the creative community. In my experience, Aperture, Nanlite, Intelitech, Lupo, and some other companies really understand that the creative community helps make them what they are. This isn't a list of which brands have sent me the most free stuff either. I see these brands actively helping creators even when they get no benefit, to the point of liking and sharing content created with competing products or sending gear out to people in need for free, no strings attached. There are also brands that I've had direct experience with as a customer before I was ever on YouTube, so I know that they treat everyone with respect. This all ties into what products I buy and recommend now, because you may make a killer product, but there are always other options out there. I'd rather spend a little more money or even use a slightly inferior product from a better team of people than sell my credibility for a piece of gear that's going to be outdated in 2 years anyways. So that's my story, and the moral is that we as creators need to do a better job of supporting others and standing up for ourselves. I'm curious to hear if you have a story similar to mine, so if a company's ever tried to blackmail you for content, leave a comment and let me know. Or if you've had the opposite experience with a company, let everyone know so we can support those brands. This video is different to most of the others that I've created, but if you want to see more like this, hit the like button to let me know. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.